Welcome to the deep dive. We take interesting sources and pull out the key bits for you.
Make them easy to grasp.
Exactly. So today, it's all about the science of bubbles.
Fun, and it's inspired by this story, Bubbletown Bonanza.
Yeah. Imagine a whole town, like floating, made of giant bubbles, houses, streets.
Yeah, okay, whimsical stuff.
Totally. But our mission here is to find the real science hidden inside. Get those aha moments.
Without making it feel like a textbook.
Right. And it shows how even a children's story can demonstrate some pretty core science concepts.
Absolutely. It takes something familiar, like a bubble, and makes you look closer.
Okay, so first off, in the story, there's Zoe Zoom. She invents Bubble Town with her Bubble Blaster 9000.
Creates this whole world of giant bubbles, even bubbly pets, apparently.
Yeah, booping bubble pets. It really sets this imaginative scene.
But it immediately makes you wonder about the practicalities, right? How fragile would that be?
Well, that comes up pretty quick. There's this character, Toby Tumbles. He has a backpack full of pointy pencils, runs into the bubble bank.
Oh, no. I can see where this is going.
Yeah, a math explosion, the story calls it. And pop, bye-bye, bank.
It's funny, but a perfect illustration of, well, bubble fragility.
And Zoe uses that moment, that opportunity, she calls it,
Hey,
to explain the science. Bubbles are just air trapped in a thin liquid film.
that's the core of it. Air inside, liquid film outside.
And she points out the thinner that film, the easier it pops.
Makes sense. Less material holding it together.
And here's something I thought was interesting. She says big bubbles pop faster. Why is that?
Well, think about it. If you have the same amount of liquid, let's say, and you stretch it over a larger area.
It gets thinner.
Exactly. The film is stretched more thinly over a bigger bubble, making it way more unstable, even a tiny disturbance.
Like Toby's pencils.
Precisely. Just enough to break that super stretched surface.
Okay. But Zoe's a scientist. She doesn't just give up.
Right, she innovates.
She rebuilds the bank using stronger bubbles made with supersuds.
Supersuds.
What's in those? Soap, air, and polymers. Sounds kind of high-tech for bubbles.
It is, in a way. It's basically introducing material science. Polymers are long-chain molecules.
Okay.
Think of them like tiny flexible threads mixed into the soap film. They tangle up, add strength, add elasticity.
So it makes the bubble film tougher, less likely to break.
Exactly. A really neat way to show problem solving using science.
Then there's this big bubble slide contest.
Uh-huh.
And Zoe uses fans to demonstrate how wind affects the bubbles. Some zip along, others just sort of drift.
Yeah, that's basic physics in action, isn't it?
Really?
Aerodynamics,
Like
essentially.
you're seeing air resistance, wind speed.
Acting on these really lightweight structures. The bubble size and shape matter too, how it catches the wind.
It's a simple demo, but shows a clear principle.
That's my...
There's also a quick, funny bit with the porcupine balloon. Everyone panics for a second.
A bit of light relief before the main takeaways.
Yeah, exactly, because then Zoe sums up the lessons.
Okay, what are they?
Bubbles are air in a thin liquid film. We got that.
Sure.
Air pressure and wind affect how things float and move, like with the fans.
Right, the aerodynamics bit.
Science is, well, everywhere, even in Bubble Town.
Good reminder.
And maybe most importantly, learning from mistakes, like the bank popping, leads to better inventions, like the supersuds.
That's the scientific process, really. Observe, hypothesize, test, refine. Even if it starts with popping bubbles.
It's cool how these simple points from the story touch on real scientific fundamentals.
It really is. It shows you don't need a complex lab setup to start thinking scientifically. Just look around.
So wrapping up our deep dive into Bubbletown Bonanza, we've seen how this playful story isn't just fun.
No, it actually illustrates real concepts. Air pressure, material science, aerodynamics.
It really shows that those aha science moments can, well, pop up anywhere.
Science is definitely poppin', as the story might say.
So here's something to think about. Next time you see bubbles washing dishes, maybe kids playing, will you see them differently?
Yeah, when you think about that thin film, the pressure inside, the way air moves around it, maybe. What other everyday things are hiding some cool science right under our noses?